mortified. She went to see Shakespeare in the Park. She went to see Julius Caesar, and they had a Trump character, and they were virtually assassinating, you know, in the name of Julius Caesar, Donald Trump. Joe put her on the show. So he's my boss, and I went, okay, boss, you know. And I put her on. She was great. Yes, this
I didn't know that was.
Thank you.
And you brought it to the public's attention.
No one called to say thank you, by the way.
No,
yeah, but
they often don't.
They just use me, step on me, and move on. But Laura was on Fox and Friends this morning. Beautiful gal from Ohio, doing a great job at Salem Media in New York. She was mortified, and she came on my show, and I felt this nice kid went to see, you know, with her husband this show, and how did they get away with the assassination, pretending the assassination of Donald Trump, and then with the Kathy Griffin thing? Look,
did they do it thinking it was funny in the show? The Kathy Griffin thing just veered into craziness.
I don't know. It just seemed to be the theater of the absurd, as it were. Let's just shock the audience.
So it's no surprise that the two chief sponsors would opt out. But do you ever wonder, though, Joe, you raised it before, about whether we're going too far the other way? We shut things down midstream, or this CNN host who had to go because he called the president a piece of, you know what? Now, I don't approve of that kind of language. I don't approve of these things. But do you go too far? Let's say you say something in politics on your show, and then you're out.
I did. You know, Bill Cosby's very touchy now. You can't say anything about Cosby. It's true. It seems to be getting touchy, but it doesn't work both ways. It seems like the progressives are getting very, very vicious and very, very.
But progressives turned on the comedian. They turned on this production.
And the analogy I mentioned before, but when we did a film piece on Saturday Night Live all those years ago about Ronald Reagan, and I did it, it was a really assault on more so than Reagan, than on the presidency. So I wrote it, but I was like this Democrat thinking, oh, I'm going to put down Ronald Reagan. I got this. I was young. I was all full of myself. And my producer, Dick Ebersol, walked in. He looked at the piece. We had cut the piece already, and it was very, very just derogatory and insulting to the president. Ebersol pulled it. He pulled it. See, the tenor of the time, because it was too assaulting on the office of the presidency of the United States.
It would take a lot for them to do that today.
That's exactly right. Politics had nothing to do with it. I don't even know what affiliation Dick was, but he says, hey, Joe, that's going on. I went, well, I worked 3 days on this thing. Boom, out. It was a good lesson for me to learn. Unnecessary assault on the office of the presidency. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump or Barack Obama. Respect the office.
But it does have something to do with their politics sometimes. If you had done that with someone else?
That's a great point. If we had done that with Obama, if Shakespeare in the Park did Obama, forget it. They would be all over it. They would be all over it. So yeah, but you know, I always say this every time on the show, and it resonates: to stop the hate, stop the divide, and respect the office of the president.
And don't forget tonight, Piscopo in the park. It's a whole new thing. It's a little different.